Welcome back to the shop. I'm Kirk Anderson. Now in this video, I'll be making a decorative wall for a friend of mine that runs a nonprofit that specializes in helping young people learn how to make films. Had a stack, and I mean a stack of probably about 200 old fence boards. And that's what he wanted to use to make this wall. Now, the majority of these boards were beyond being able to be used, so I had to pick through this stack to find the best boards I could. And actually, the best boards were not very good either. As you can see, this is one of the better boards, and it is pretty cut. But not only that, but the wall that it was going onto was not in the best shape as far as being straight. It had quite a few peaks and valleys in this wall. So with these issues, it was a little bit of a challenge in building this wall. The first thing that I did was to cut the boards all to the same length, which was 4 feet. Now, all these fence boards, they did have dog ears, so that was the first thing I wanted to cut off. And of course, that would have been the top of the fence. And the bottom of the fence, of course, would have been in contact with the ground, so a lot of the bottom parts of the boards were rotted out. So I needed to cut that out. Now, these boards had been part of a fence for who knows how long. And then when they were taken down, they were just stacked, and how long they were sitting, no one knows either. So I really needed to get all of the debris off the boards. And the first thing was just use a brush and scrub all of the loose dirt off the boards. The person that you see scrubbing this board is not me. I had help in doing this, which was fabulous. Now, I'll be putting the boards up using liquid nails. Now, in order for the liquid nails to really adhere to the board, I needed to wipe them down with some mineral spirits. The pattern of the wall is going to be a herringbone pattern with a frame around it. Now, for the boards that were going to make up the frame, I wanted them to be identical, the exact same width. So I ripped them. But this produced an edge that was not the same consistency as far as color and everything as the rest of the boards because it's not weathered. So in order to lessen this, I just wiped a little bit of gray paint on the areas that were ripped. Now, of course, the first thing I did was to build a frame. And it was actually a little bit of a challenge because of the condition of the wall and the boards. Now, with some of the peaks in the wall, even the short 4-foot pieces that I was using was too long that they weren't going to adhere to the wall, so I had to cut them into pieces. And it would have been nice to have a couple more hands doing this because some of the boards were slipping. As you can see, as I'm putting up one of the vertical pieces, one of the horizontal pieces is slipping. As I said, I was using staples with a pneumatic stapler, but the stapler would only accommodate 1-inch staples. That was the maximum length. Now, these boards were 3/4 of an inch, but they were cupped, warped, so it was even more than that. So very little of that staple was actually going into the wall. So that's why they were slipping. But with a little bit of hammer ingenuity, I was able to get it back up there, and I did put some boards underneath it to support it until the liquid nails held. As I said, the wall is going to be a herringbone pattern, and I started in the center of the wall with the pattern. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I didn't video it as far as me putting the liquid nails on the board. Now, since the boards were so cupped, I would put a big glob of liquid nails on each end of the board and then put them up on the wall, and then use the staples to help secure them until the liquid nails would hold. Now, once the center parts of the herringbone pattern were completed, the rest of the wall would not accommodate full boards, so I had to start cutting them at 45-degree angles. Now, he really wanted a rustic look to this wall, and I think we accomplished that. If we do put a finish on it, it'll be a water-based polyurethane, because the water-based polyurethane dries clear, unlike the oil-based, which has an amber tint to it. But I'm not sure if we're going to do that because it might even change the look of the wall. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little build. It did take a while, and it was a little challenging, but I think it came out well, and he is happy with it, and that's the main thing. So if you like this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, all you woodworkers out there, just get out there and cut some wood.